What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Look at that face. If you're new here, my name is Kiana Renee, and we do a little bit of everything on this channel because, I can't make up my mind. So, for today's video, I wanted to basically do like a style for my son's hair. Usually when I look on YouTube to figure out what styles I'm going to do for my babies, it's hard to find babies with their hair texture and their hair type to do styles on, because usually it's kids with a looser curl pattern and it just doesn't look the same whenever I try to do it on my son. So I usually revert back to the same hairstyles that I always do on them that look good. So that's what I'm gonna do, is put this out there for people who have similar hair textures to my children's, and then see where it takes us from there. But usually with this hairstyle I'm starting on freshly washed hair, but since I had washed it last week, I don't really like to wash their hair that often, probably every 3 to 4 weeks, so I'm doing it on a week-old washed hair. So I had it parted in 4 sections, and then I used the products I used before and greased the big parts, and then I'll part further and oil those areas. Also, I'm doing a voiceover because cartoons were extremely loud in the background, and my littlest son does this like screaming thing, and I'm pretty sure you guys didn't want to hear that the whole video, so voiceover it is. But what I also like to do is I like to, dampen the hair. I don't like to start on dry hair because obviously that's going to hurt, and I'm not trying to break the hair and have it all jaggedy and, rugged, so just dampen it a little bit. Then I start at the bottom and comb through and work my way up, getting all the tanglies out of there. And after combing out the hair, what I have here is a little oil concoction that I made. It's a mix of black castor oil, jojoba oil, and I believe coconut oil. And I like to put that on the hair and then just work it all the way through, and that's what I use as the moisturizer for their hair. And I start off using a plait, that way it stays tighter and lasts longer. If your child sleeps wild like mine, it's better to just start off with the plait, because usually after one day of sleeping on it, it's all messed up and their edges are all out by the next morning. So that's what I do. And so I start off in a plait, and then I just go about a good half an inch or an inch, and then I twist the rest of it the way down. And yeah, that's what I do, and use more water as needed so that way the ends hold up, and I twist the ends on my finger, and that's how I achieve this twisty look here. Also, you'll notice that I like to free part, mainly because the hair falls more naturally to me, in my opinion, than if I were to use a comb. That way the hair can go any which way it wants to. I mainly do a straighter part across the front of the hair, because you'll notice when we get there that it's all going to go straight back, and I kind of cornrow it to the scalp. Also, you're more than welcome to part a more structured part if you want to. This is just how I like to do it, because like I said, in my opinion, it falls more naturally versus when you're doing like a combed part, I should say. And what I'm just doing here is wetting the hair a little bit and parting as I go. This is a bigger bunch of hair that I grabbed, so to be able to free part easier, I wet it first and then grease the scalp and then grease down the hair as well. Basically the same method, comb all the way through the ends, and then yeah, just start out with a plait, so 3 strands of hair, not 3 strands of hair, but 3 groups of hair, and then start braiding about an inch or a quarter of an inch to an inch down, and then turn that into 2, and then just 2-strand twist the rest of the hair. You'll notice that I spend a lot of time combing the hair because when I'm doing it from not a fresh wash, it is a little bit more tangled than normal. So to make sure I don't break any of his hair off, like I was saying earlier, I spend a lot of time combing it with the wide tooth and then with the thinner tooth part as well. Right here, it may look a little weird because I am not the best cornrower, and I learned how to cornrow by doing his hair and watching YouTube videos, so I can't get my hands to do the other way people normally cornrow. It's just, this is the way I do it. So what I do with the front part, I usually use a comb, and then I part the front half, and then I cornrow the rest of the hair straight back, which is what you'll see me be doing here. And I didn't realize the camera was all the way on his head because I had moved him down to a smaller seat, so that way I could see the top of his head. So I just cornrow the hair to the scalp, and then when that runs out, I cornrow about probably a good inch more down, and then twirl the rest of the hair around my finger like I did with the actual twists. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys like this little tutorial somewhat of me doing my baby's hair, just putting it out there for others who want ideas for their baby's hair. And I also like this style because it kind of looks like his hair is dreaded, but it's not. And yeah, I like it. Hope you guys like the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Bye. Okay, I heard you. And this is what it looks like. Say cheese.
Cheese.